You clap. Okay.
Full disclosure, this is my very first time clapping and I'm loving it. It's just like bam.
Yeah.
So good to work with people that knows what they're doing. Done?
Done.
Hey guys, I'm Tiago and I'm not just a breed dancer. So it's Pride 6th of July in Porto and it's Pride Parade today and I just got my caipirinha and now So last Saturday guys was Pride in Porto. I know it was only in June, but the Pride month, but it was Porto, July only this Saturday that I just been and I made some footage out there for you. It was my second Pride until today. A lot of you have been asking me to do more personal videos out of my YouTube, and honestly I do think it's important because you know how much I value respect in the dance world, and if I'm not open about myself, how can I ask people to be more open-minded about everything else? So today I'm going to actually come forward. A lot of you already know about me liking guys instead of girls and being gay. So today I'm going to tell you about my coming out story. But yeah guys, no, it's Pride Month. It was Pride Month and I think it's time for talk about this. And it has been 3 months without any post on my YouTube and I'm so sorry guys, I love you all, but I've been traveling too much, too many things. So I'm coming back with my YouTube just for you and with all the tips, but I also want to make this a bit more personal. So from now on you'll have videos with tips and videos discussing another stuff. So today, my coming out story. Oh my god, okay. So a lot of people that I know, almost all, not all, but almost all, they always say, oh, I always knew I had interest in other guys, or I always knew I had interested, but society didn't let me. With me, I don't remember to ever actually imagining being with a guy. Like I had girlfriends, a lot of you know this, and it's just like, I don't really know what to say. It's like, I never actually imagined, even if porn, I've never watched gay porn in my life until my first experience with a guy. And basically what happens is one day, I got really drunk, I had no idea what's going to happen, and I woke up the next day with a person next to me, a guy next to me, and honestly, full disclosure, I don't remember anything that happened that night. But I was doing psychology, was only in university, I was 18 back at that time. I was living in Coimbra for studies before I moved to UK, way before, like 3 years before. I got a bit freaked out because I never actually imagined. Although I come from Porto, which is the second biggest city in Portugal, back at that time, still is, but back at that time, it's a very close-minded city, you know, like now it's completely different, and to be fair, probably already was, but I never actually engaged with any other people that I knew were gay. I don't know, no one in my family I knew to be gay. So yeah, like I was a bit freaked out when I woke up the next morning, but like things happens and I end up dating that person. And since then, I do have been with other girls, but now it's mainly just guys, and I do not, how do I say, I don't feel the necessity of being with girls again. I do like way more being with guys, and I don't know, I just feel more attractive towards guys. I don't know what to say. This is what it is. So, telling my parents though, it's a completely different thing. My mom was super okay, it's probably the funniest coming out story I have ever seen, including all the other YouTubers out there and friends of mine. So imagine this, right? I get full drunk, 1 AM in the morning, I come from Coimbra to Porto, drunk, but my boyfriend at that time drove me here and stuff. And I go to my mom, and basically this happens. She's already sleeping, of course, because my mom normally goes to bed at around 10 AM. 10 AM, oh my god, 10 PM, 10 PM, you know I have different hours, guys, you know me, right? And basically I get in the house, I go to her room, I woke her up. My parents are divorced, for the ones who don't know, so I used to live with my mom. Not that time. That time I was living in Coimbra again. But yeah, anyway. So I woke her up 1 a.m. in the morning. Mom, wake up. I need to tell you something. And bear in mind, this was not exactly words because I speak in Portuguese with my mom, as you all know. But anyway. So basically, right? I'm like, Mom, I need to wake up. I need you to wake up because I need to tell you something. They're like, what happened? Like, she completely was freaking out, right? Of course, because anyway. So I just told her this, Mom, I'm dating a guy right now. And she goes, full disclosure, she goes, and you woke me up for this? And I was like, I'm dating a guy, Mom, like a guy. And she's like, look, this is it. The rules are the same. Just use condoms. You can bring them home, you know the rules, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. But it was just funny, you know, because my mom was like, and you woke me up for this? Like, just let me sleep, you know what I mean? So yeah, like that was the coming out of my mom. And then we actually talked for a bit longer because I think she actually was better with it than myself. You know, like, I don't know how to explain this. It's like, she reacted better about me liking guys than I did. And then she told me this. And if you are afraid of telling your dad, don't be. Because when you were younger, he said he thought you were going to be gay. And I was like, okay. So I was like, okay. So this has actually happened. So, you know, like, my relationship with my mom is really good. Like, we always talk about everything. And I know this channel is also for kids as well, but we talk about everything, if you know what I mean. To the point that it's like, this is actually only 2 weeks after I have been with a guy the first time. So I just like, you know, like, my mom knows everything. So I had to tell her, you know, no consequences. I never even thought about consequences. It's just what it is. The first person I told is actually my best friend. One of my best friends, Dani. She's also a dancer. A lot of you already know her. But I'll bring her to the channel at some point. Funny enough, though, she thought the person who I was hitting on her that night. And yeah, anyway, that's what it is. Apparently, not that I remember, but yeah, funny stories. Saying this, coming out to my dad was not exactly as good. I was actually already dating a girl when I decided to tell him. So it was about, I would say, I don't know, I can't remember, like 8-9 months after this happens. So I was dating a girl, and I didn't really know how to tell him. I really thought like he was going to explode, because, well, you know, it's a dad. Anyway, my relationship with my dad was never the best. Now it's way better, to be fair. So I decided to tell him during a family event. It's what it is. It's like, it was not fair. But I did not tell him in front of everyone. Oh my God, no, I did not tell him in front of everyone. I basically called him to a side. This was in my aunt's house. They have no idea about this. I pushed him aside to the balcony. And I told him, look, I've dated a guy. Like, I didn't tell him I was dating a girl. I told him I have dated a guy previously. I don't really know why. I just think it was like that process that you go bisexual. Some people go, I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, basically I told him, and he just goes, this is not the place or the time for you to tell me this. And I was like, oh, okay. So he didn't explode because he couldn't, of course, because shame talks louder, I guess, unfortunately, but it's what it is. So I know I just completely trapped him in there, but I just think it's the only way I managed to. And to be fair, he did not react bad. It's just, I don't know how to explain. It's like he didn't react, I guess. And it's just like, yeah, like we never talk about the subject during years. But then it's only when he met, so I moved to England, and then at some point I started dating a guy from Portugal, and we went to live together in Lisbon. And only when I told about him and they met is when actually my dad was actually completely super okay about me being gay. And to be fair, I was actually very jealous of that boyfriend at some point because they could talk about everything. Like, I never was able to talk about football or cars or, you know, like that stuff, I guess. A bit stereotypical here, but that's what it is. And they could talk. Like, he loved cars, my ex-boyfriend, so it's like, magic, right? Perfect for them. So they would talk about cars. And although he didn't like football, he could talk about football. Like he even knew like, how do you say, the when like teams, different teams buy players, like he knew all the negotiation stuff, how much it cost every player. Like, it was insane. I don't know. Soccer is like, they could talk. And I was like, okay, me zapping on television while they'll talk on the dinner table. But so it is. At least he got them to talk, and he got him to be super okay about it, to the point that later on, when is his 50th birthday, he actually asked me to bring my current boyfriend at that time to meet the entire family, which is not the same boyfriend, but a bit of a slut sometimes. I'm joking. Or not. What I was saying. So my family also knows now, at least my dad's family. My mom's family, well, a lot of them know. Others, if they speak English, they will probably find out now. And guess what? I don't care. I love it. I think coming out stories like... Oh, I do have one more. There is one more I will never forget. So this was my aunt, my older aunt, from my dad's side. So dad's sister. And I always they are the most religious of the family, that side. So my uncle and my aunt, my older uncle and my older aunt, they are the most religious. So when I decided to start telling the family, I was like, one by one, like really careful. Some react well, some others don't react as good, and it's what it is. But basically, like, I will never forget this, right? She's knitting a blanket, I don't know what she's doing, in a kitchen, on her kitchen. And I got in, and I was like, Aunt, I need to tell you something, and I know you already know, but I think it's time for you to hear from my mouth, I said. And I asked her, do you know what it is? And she goes full like this, right? She says, let me translate. She says, okay, I guess I know what it is, and I'm sad. I'm sad because I want grandchildren. You know, like, I don't know what you call when it's the... Anyway, grandchildren, you know what I mean? Okay, what she meant. And I was thinking to myself, like, I still want 3 children, you know? If you're dating me, I want 3 children, by the way. My number is on... No, it's not. Imagine, my number is on below. Date me. Teethers, find me right. So I still want 3 kids, that's what I was thinking, right? But I didn't say anything, I let her speak. So basically, this was like a week after the Pope kisses the hand of a transsexual, and I had no idea how will that affect my life, but I was like, I didn't even thought about this, right? But my aunt just goes, I'm sad because I want grandchildren, but you know what? The Pope is okay with it, so I'm okay as well. And I just laughed. I was like, okay, like I wasn't expecting that reaction, you know, like how can one thing affect so much? And yeah, like it's good to see acceptance from people that you were not expecting to be accepted from. And I don't know, it's a bit of emotional, you know, because for example, I lived a lot of years with an aunt that did not accept. Like, she lived in my house, in my room for I think 9 years. I was young, I was very young when I was born and stuff. And she didn't accept, like, to the point that she even came to me and says, if you ever expect to bring a guy to a family event, forget it. And I was so, like, I was crying. This was in a family meeting. I was crying, and to the point that I just told her, look, you know what, like if I ever have to choose between coming alone and leaving my boyfriend home or not coming at all, I will always pick not coming, because I think, like, you might not like it, you might not enjoy you have a gay person in your family, but which in my opinion is completely ridiculous. Set aside magic. But you need to accept it. Or you don't, but I don't have to accept you know what, if you know what I mean. Like, if they don't want me in the family, they don't like this, they don't want me either. Like, that's what I think, and that's how I do it. And honestly, like, coming back to Pride, I see so many videos of like, oh, what are you wearing to this Pride, or people ask me like, well, how are you going to wear and what are you going to wear and what are you going to do? And like for me, I think the biggest and the most important question people should ask about Pride, since we are coming back to Pride, it's like, why are people walking? You know, like, I don't know what you call the parade. Like, how are people? Why? What's the reason for you to be in that Pride? You know, and this year, I'm telling my coming out story exactly because of this, because I think it's time to people be okay. And in the bachata scene, like, I don't know many gay people. I don't think it's the Latin dance scene. It's very, very open yet. And that's why I think it's time to start talking about these subjects. And I'm one of those persons that I don't mix sexual orientation with dance. Like, I dance with girls exactly like I dance with guys. I put the same emotion into it. And I don't even think it should be a thing. I do believe there shouldn't be men and women. It should be leaders and followers. As you all know, I talk about this all the time. And this is the thing, like, I'm telling my coming out story because I know a lot of people has afraid to come out and tell these things. And I think, like, if there was even more, I know there is loads of coming out videos, but I have never actually seen a video of a dancer that is a blogger from the Latin dance scene. If it is out there, please let me know, because I would like to find out. But so yeah, I think it's time. And like, I believe people should, like, whether they are in a world where it's very open or not, like, sooner or later, idealistic, everything is going to be very open about this topic. But yeah, I think the biggest question you should ask is, why are you like going on to Pride? And for me, this is my second Pride, and my last Pride was in Madrid. It's huge. In Porto is not as big, of course, but in Madrid it was huge. And basically, like, it was very simple. For me, Pride last year was me. It's very, like, egotistical, because it's very about, like, letting my gay side come out and just, like, have fun and enjoy and meeting more gay people, because I don't know many, or at least if I know them, I don't know they're gay. For me, Pride this year was very different. Not like last year. For me, this year, Pride was more about giving a message to the people out there. It was more about for the others, because I'm happy at the moment, and I do think I have a very easy coming out story. I do think I have people, I did lost friends, but I win way more. A lot of people always been, what they call, marginalized in the workplace. And for me, it's exactly the opposite. I got way more work after people knowing I was gay. I don't know why. I don't know if because I teach more private lessons, so people, the husbands are okay with the wives having classes with me. So I don't know. I just think, like, at the time when I came out in the dance world, people were, I got more jobs. I don't know why. It was funny. I was not expecting it, but guess what? Good. You know, I think it's an energy thing. Like, if you're happy, happy comes along. And the more happy you are, the more happy you get, you know. And I think it's like mindset. But like, Pride for me was completely about the others. It's the message that I went to this Pride was about explaining that I'm tired to hear stories of people that want to be with other people and they can't, or they don't want to, because they are afraid of people knowing that it's a relationship with another person of the same gender. And honestly, like, the worst part is there's those people that are not okay with having relationships because they are not out. The worst part is, like, they are not even ashamed of the other person, like a lot of people think. Is like, they are actually ashamed of themselves. And it's what is a shame is they still feel this way, you know. And this only proves that we still need more openness about the topic. And I do believe the more people the more people talk in the more different worlds, in or out the world dance scene, whatever world you are, like law, I don't know, school, university, I don't care. It's just like the more openness in all worlds, the easier this will stop, you know. And I know there is way more reasons to pride about, like to go to pride and talk about, but this is my reason for this year, you know. Like I want people to stop feel ashamed for something that they do not feel. Like you can't be ashamed for loving someone. I'm sorry, like it's not even something that you actually choose, so why should we be ashamed of, you know? And yeah, I think that's the biggest message I want to link and talk about it. And yeah, this is it. Pride and my coming out story. If you are not out and you just need a friend to talk about it, or if you are out and you just want to share your story, let me know. Like I'm here for you, and I cannot wait for the next video to talk about more stuff. Will bring more tips. Don't worry about the tips, are still going to be there. But I do think it's time to link my personal life and who I am to these videos, whether if it is like my sexual orientation or the way I perceive dance or where I like to travel, all of this kind of stuff. You'll get way more from me. And yes, be proud, be you, and don't let anyone make you feel ashamed of who you love and who you are. I'm Tiago, and I'm not just a free dancer.